A biomedical engineer is a unique engineer in that they would be required to wear the hats of maybe an electrical engineer, a mechanical engineer, a mathematician, a chemical engineer, or a chemistry expert. And the cross-functional aspect of this field is what's really interesting about the field. Now, what a biomedical engineer does can be explained by dividing this field into subfields. So biomedical engineering is this large umbrella, and that could encompass anything ranging from, say, bioelectronic medicine to biorobotics. And I can explain a little more about that. So there is this large umbrella called biomedical engineering, and under that, there could be bioelectronic medicine, where it's a hot and upcoming field where researchers are trying to see if pharmaceutical medicines that people intake can be replaced with tiny microcurrents administered to the human body, and see if that can help in treatment of some diseases. And it's really exciting because more and more side effects of ingesting pharmaceutical medicines is being studied and documented a lot nowadays. And this would be so exciting if someone didn't have to take a pill and it could be resolved through bioelectronic medicine. The other subfield of biomedical engineering would be neural engineering, where researchers are trying to understand how neurons work. Now, neurons are cells that make up your brain, and they want to understand how the brain works through the study of these neurons. And what they observe is that the neurons act so similar to actual electrical circuits. And that's a really fascinating field if you can help map out some of your behavior to a particular circuit in your brain, and then catch anomalies for, say, some certain diseases or cognitive diseases, and see if there's certain circuitry or mapping that cause this disease itself. And neural engineering is certainly exciting and fascinating because it helps humans understand how their brain works. And an extension of neural engineering is electronic prosthesis. A very recent and hot field is retinal prosthesis, where researchers are actually trying to implant electrodes that can talk with your brain. And let's say a person is blind, clinically or medically blind. Their ocular system or the eye system is not able to give them the proper images for their brains to perceive. But researchers are trying to bypass this problem by using implantable electrodes that can actually help a blind person see. And that's such a hot and exciting topic that has a lot of challenges, a lot of open-ended problems that needs to be solved by biomedical engineers. Other fields include tissue engineering, where researchers are seeing if they can make a whole artificial organ for transplant purposes, instead of relying on transplant donors, which is such a hard system to get an organ out of no matter which part of the world you are in. So they're trying to bypass that by seeing if can we just make an artificial organ? Can we transplant that? And things like that. There's genetic engineering, where they play with your genes, and at the DNA level, they're able to make several changes, both for diagnosis and therapeutic purposes. And another important field is biomechanics and bio robotics, where there's artificial prosthesis. For instance, if someone lost a limb, the artificial hand has become a thing of the past. Now it's a smart artificial hand. That's the future. Why smart? Because it's able to really interact with your brain. And if your brain tells you to move the hand, the prosthetic hand responds to your brain. And that kind of biological integration is amazing. And you can say that the future is here when you think about these kind of things. And additionally, these robotics could also serve other purposes like assisting in surgery and things like that. These are just like a small snippet of the things that biomedical engineers can get involved in. And the cool thing about the field is more and more problems, newer problems are cropping up, and we need more and more new researchers to help solve all of them.